Hi, I'm attorney Chris Reich, and in this video I want to talk about fictitious license plates. There are a lot of reasons you can get a ticket for having a fictitious plate, but in this video I'm just going to talk about some of the most common reasons that we see. There are usually three situations. One, the license plate does not belong to the vehicle that it's on, or we see the vehicle may have the correct plate, but the registration sticker is from another vehicle. And the third one is you have plates that belong to the vehicle, but the registration's been suspended or revoked for some reason. And that so you shouldn't be out driving that vehicle. Those are kind of the most common ones that we see. And a lot of times people just get pulled over, they're not doing anything. They just happen to have the bad luck to be in front of a police officer at a stoplight, say, and that police officer's looking at that license plate, running it through their system, and sees that it doesn't match the vehicle that it's on, and then he initiates that traffic stop. Now, consequences for a fictitious plate are, it's a misdemeanor. It's a class 2 misdemeanor, so it's kind of in the middle. Class 1 being the most serious, like a DUI. Class 3 being the least serious, like maybe an excessive speed. So this is a class 2. It carries the potential for fines and court fees and surcharges up to about $1,500, but realistically it's probably going to be more in like the $300 to $500 range. Also carries the potential for 4 months jail and 2 years probation. Never see any jail time out of these or probation, really. Generally on your misdemeanor traffic violations, besides a DUI or some repeat offenses, you're usually not going to see jail time. So your worst case scenario, if you were to be found guilty, is going to be basically the misdemeanor conviction and a fine. It's not a moving violation, so there's no points. It's not going to impact your driver license in any way. This is one of those violations that's kind of administrative in nature. The facts are usually pretty clear. Either the plate belonged to the vehicle or it didn't. There's not a lot of wiggle room to argue. One area where you can argue is there's a knowing component to the law. It basically says the driver had to know that that plate didn't belong to the vehicle. So situations we've come across are we had a driver who somebody had stolen their license plate and put another one on their vehicle, and they never noticed. I don't look at my license plate every day. It'd probably take me weeks or months to notice that somebody had swapped out my license plate. And so that's a situation where the driver didn't know about it, but they had a fictitious plate. Most of the time we see it's somebody, they swap their own plates. So they might have two cars, one of them isn't running for some reason, and they take that plate off and put it on their running car and go driving, thinking that that's okay, and then they get that violation. And in those situations where you either didn't know about it or it's like your own plate, the chances for avoiding that criminal conviction are good, because you kind of have a reasonable explanation. You didn't steal from anybody. And so if you can get the registration situation squared away, you might have an opportunity to get that reduced to some civil violation, like a expired registration. Harder situations are when you actually stole the license plate from another vehicle and put it on your own. That's hard to get around. And so hopefully if you can find some factual argument there, you might be able to make a case. Otherwise, that's going to be an uphill battle.